You were 6 years old, standing in a kitchen doorway. Your mother hadn't turned around yet, and you were already trying to read her shoulders. Whether it was safe to walk in, which version of her was home tonight. You didn't know it had a name, you just knew the job. You're still doing it. Tonight, at 2 a.m., refreshing her story for the 12th time. You're still standing at that door. The women change, the job doesn't. You meet someone. You tell yourself this one is different. You swear you're going to be normal this time. Around week 3, you're texting first every morning, reading her tone before she's finished the sentence, checking who liked her photos. You're not falling in love. You're clocking back in. And you've been calling it something it isn't. You call it caring. You call it loving her hard. You tell yourself you're just the kind of guy who pays attention. Let me save you the years. That isn't love. That's a threat scan. And the threat it's looking for left the room 25 years ago. This isn't insecurity. It isn't neediness. It's a job you took a long time ago that nobody ever told you were done with. And every year you keep running it. Costs you a relationship. Costs you a version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. By the end of this video, I'm going to show you who's still working that shift and give you one thing you can say tonight that finally lets him clock out. But I want you to hear this up front. Nobody is coming to do this for you. Not a therapist, not a woman, not the next video. You. If this is landing, hit subscribe. We go here every week. A psychologist named Phillip Shaver, one of the most cited researchers in attachment science, spent his career studying the exact pattern you're running. He called it hyperactivation, the anxious attachment strategy. A securely attached man gets a delayed text. His brain notes it, files it, goes back to his life. Your brain doesn't file, it investigates. It opens her last 3 texts and looks for a shift in tone. It reconstructs the last conversation for the moment something changed. And by the time she actually replies, you've already run a 2-hour investigation of a crime that never happened. Here's what Shaver found that matters. The system doesn't stand down when she replies. It gets 90 seconds of relief. Then it finds the next thing, because it isn't responding to her. It's responding to something it learned to scan for, long before she existed. In men, the job rarely looks like the job. Take the anger. She mentions a guy from work, harmless, a co-worker, but something in your voice gets flatter before you've even registered it. Your questions get a little sharper. You steer the conversation somewhere else and pretend you didn't notice yourself doing it. That wasn't jealousy. That was a scan. Your system ran the threat assessment in the half second after she said his name, flagged it yellow, and the anger was just the output. Same with the over-planning, the perfect dates, the gift that arrives exactly when it should. That isn't thoughtfulness, it's insurance. Every perfect move is a case you're making for why she shouldn't leave. And here's the part men never want to hear. She can feel it. She knows she isn't being loved. She's being managed. And being managed for years is exhausting in a way that quietly ends every relationship. Not hers, yours. Let me take you back. Your mother had a mood you could feel through the floor before you heard her voice. Some nights she came home and things were fine. Other nights she came home and the whole kitchen went quiet in a way you didn't have words for yet. She wasn't yelling. She was somewhere else. And being somewhere else in a house with a kid in it is its own kind of emergency. Somebody had to take the shift. Your father wasn't doing it. Maybe he wasn't there. Maybe he was there but checked out, carrying his own version of the same thing. The role of emotional watchman was vacant, and you were the kid standing closest. So at 6, before you could make breakfast for yourself, you took the job. You became the one who read her face, the one who figured out which version of yourself kept the house calm. You didn't apply for it. You took it because nobody else would, and for a long time, that was the only reason your house had any peace in it at all. Here's what I need you to hear. Every woman you've ever scanned this way, every profile checked, every mood read before she said a word, every tone analyzed at 2 a.m. That wasn't her. That was the boy, still working the shift you gave him 25 years ago. When you turned 18 and moved out of that house, you didn't leave the job. You took it with you. Your first girlfriend wasn't a girlfriend. She was the new person standing in the kitchen. Your second one too, and the one you're with now. Different faces, same doorway, same 6-year-old reading shoulders. And you've been asking each of them to do a job that isn't theirs, to walk into that kitchen and prove it's finally safe. None of them can. None of them were ever supposed to. The boy thinks he's still on duty because nobody ever came in and told him he was relieved. And here's the part men don't want to face. Nobody was ever going to. Not your father, not a therapist, not the right woman. Only one person on earth can relieve him. And he's been waiting for that person to show up for 25 years. It's you, grown, which is why it hasn't happened yet. So here's the one thing you do. Next time you catch yourself scanning, refreshing her stories, rereading her last message, decoding her silence, don't try to stop. You can't overpower a 6-year-old who's been at his post for 25 years. You never could. Do this instead. Say it out loud if you have to. You can stop watching the door. I'm the adult now. I've got it from here. Now here's the part nobody tells you. The first time you say it, you'll feel ridiculous. Say it anyway. The 10th time, the system won't even flinch. Say it anyway. The 100th time, you'll want to quit because it doesn't seem to be working. Say it anyway. That's the trade. Nobody's going to walk in and congratulate you for saying it. Nobody's going to notice. And somewhere around, say, number 500, you'll catch yourself in a quiet moment and realize the scanning stopped 30 minutes ago and you didn't notice. That's it. That's what winning looks like. If you've been the man who feels too much and spends his energy pretending he doesn't, that isn't a flaw. That's a 6-year-old who took a job he should never have had. He saved you. He deserves to rest. And the only person who can relieve him is the man he was watching for all along. That's you, standing at the same door, finally old enough to tell him he can go. When was the first time you remember reading someone's face to keep yourself safe? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe if you want more like this. We're just getting started,